Welcome to Granite City Food and Brewery. My name is RJ Knapp. I am the field brewer for the company. And I'm going to teach you a little bit about beer today. We're going to start with the four main ingredients in the product that makes beer. We're going to start off with water. Water is 95% of beer's flavor profile. Alright? And we use a consistent water source which gives us our consistency company-wide. So a main key that we'll get back to here in the near future. Next up we have our malted barley. Malted barley provides two main things for us in our product. It provides the sweetness or the sugars needed for fermentation. The malted barley also provides our base color in the beer. So you can get colors anywhere from a pale golden color all the way to a deep dark black color. And that's based on the color of the malted barley used to brew that beer. The third ingredient is hops. My favorite ingredient because I love those IPAs, double IPAs, strong bitter beers. But anyways, hops provide a couple of different things for us also in the product. For one, they provide the bitterness, the bitter quality in beer, but they also provide citrusy, fruity, floral smells and flavors and even some earthy tones, things along those lines. So that's what the hops will do for us. Hops and the malted barley obviously differ a little bit. Malted barley, that sugar and the sweetness. The hops provide the bitterness. Based on the style of beer you want to brew, what are you going to do with those two ingredients to, differentiate or balance out the flavor? Alright? And then last but not least is yeast. Brewer's yeast is a living organism. It has the ability to convert sugars into alcohol and CO2. So basically, when we add yeast to our fermentation vessels, okay, that yeast is looking to eat up all the sugars and burps out CO2. When that happens, that whole conversion creates our alcohol content for us. So here at Granite City, we have a patent process that no one else out there in the country can duplicate. Basically, we've called that Fermentus Interruptus. What that means is, we have a production facility, which we call our wort house, located in Ellsworth, Iowa. Our head brewmaster works out of there. His name is Corey O'Neill, and he is in charge of producing the main ingredients in beer, just the first three, okay? So there at the wort house, we mix the malted barley in the water to create a sweet wort, okay? Then we go to a kettle, bring it to a boil, and that sweet wort, then we add the hops to it. Now we've created what we call a hopped wort. We take that hopped wort, cool it down, okay? And load that into what we call wort storage vessels. There from the wort storage vessels that are kept about 36 degrees. Right now we've just got a flavored water, okay? So that flavored water we will ship out on our delivery trucks, which are temperature controlled also, refrigerated trucks. We will ship those out to every location. Here what you can see next to me are our fermentation vessels in your given location, alright? What we'll do, we'll unload from the truck into the fermentation vessels. These vessels are temperature controlled, so therefore we can ferment our lagers out at a lower temperature than we ferment our ales at. We ferment our ales at 74 degrees. We ferment our lagers at 54 degrees. Alright? And that's the main difference between ales and lagers. Every beer that's brewed out there is either an ale or a lager. We brew both. Alright? But understanding the difference is key. The difference is the style of yeast. Lager yeast ferments slower and at lower temperatures, creating milder, smoother characteristics. Okay? Ales ferment much quicker and rapidly at a higher temperature. And you can get smooth characteristics with ales too, but normally they're sharper, more pungent styles of flavors in ales. Okay? So that's kind of the main difference between ales and lagers. But anyways, once we add it here, once we get it to fermentation temperature, we will pitch the designated yeast into the beer. And that yeast will, again, go through its conversion process, converting those sugars into alcohol, and boom, we've created beer. So that's one way we're able to, this patented process, which we call Fermentus Interruptus, that is one of the main reasons why we do it. Our consistency with the water product that the wort house does for us, we're able to ship that basically countrywide and then ferment here at the locations, giving us that product consistency that you will find nowhere else out there in the country. So it's a pretty awesome process. We all love it. You'll grow to love it because the more you know about the beer, the more passionate about you are about the beer, the more money you're going to ultimately make. And that's what you're here for. All right? So, get to know the beer, love the beer, sell the beer. Your IST will help you with your beer knowledge. Your brewery manager in the location will help you with your beer knowledge. By the end of your training process, you're going to need to be able to sell us a beer platter completely all the way through, and know those food pairings with the product, educate guests on beer food pairings and what that means to us as a company as a whole. So I will